The media you consume as a child is more important than you might think. Whether it be a movie, a TV show, a video game, or maybe even a book, the things you consume as a kid can greatly impact who you are today, and even the things you consume today can greatly impact how you are in the future. For me, my medium has always been video games, and there's countless of video games I've played that have shaped who I am today and how I view things today. As silly as it may sound to some people, one of those games is Mario Galaxy. This game has inspired me so much when it comes to creativity and growing up. It's no secret that Mario Galaxy is loved by the fan base, and honestly, I think it is the best Mario game, not only in terms of fun and how it feels to play, but also because I feel like it's a very deep game when you actually think about it. It's the Mario game I feel has the most meaning behind it, and I love when video games are not only fun and whimsical, of course, but have a profound meaning behind them. And in my opinion, Mario Galaxy is a strange case. I watched this video recently by Jacob Geller, I think that's how you say it, and it's about Mario Galaxy being lonely. And that has inspired me to make this video because I kind of want to talk about it as well, but kudos to him for making the original video. I'm not trying to rip him off, I just want to give my take on it. But I figured I'd mention him real quick. Mario Galaxy is a game that is very, well, profound by nature. You have this gigantic sense of wonder. One moment you're flying through space, kicking Goombas and kicking Bowser's ass, and then the next moment, it's silence. It's almost very off-putting playing this game. Mario Galaxy is in this realm of video games where it's simultaneously comforting and bombastic, but at the same time, it gives you this lonely, kind of eerie feeling of sadness. And that could be because of the set piece it is taking place in. Mario Galaxy takes place in, you'd never guess it, space. And space is a very wide, vast, and infinite place that we know little of. It's kind of crazy how in Mario Galaxy you can go from this flower galaxy that has this grand bombastic music making you feel like a hero to a galaxy filled with junk and things that mankind have left behind. It kind of makes you sit there and think, like, what are these things doing here? And in Mario Galaxy, you never really get to see Earth that much. I mean, you kinda do, and I'm assuming Mario is on Earth unless it's a different planet. But it makes you think, what is all this junk doing up here in outer space? Not to mention Mario Galaxy's OST is one of the best OSTs I've ever heard, and the Grandeur songs absolutely hit. The songs that are sad and melancholic, those are the songs that hit the hardest for me. Family in particular is a song that hits really hard for me because it sounds like family. It sounds like the title. I couldn't describe it in any better way. Rosalina's storyline is also one of my favorite storylines of any game I've ever played, and it's surprisingly deep for a Nintendo game talking about her mother who has passed. Nintendo, I feel like, don't really touch upon stuff like that, and when they do, it typically is done very well, especially in titles like Majora's Mask. But coming from a Mario game, Mario stays relatively away from topics like that, and seeing Galaxy embrace it in such a broad and well-told way is really admirable for me. I don't know if it's just me, but I've been thinking a lot recently about getting older and eventually becoming alone. I'm the youngest sibling in my family, so I've always had my parents and older siblings to look up to and to rely on. But I've been thinking a lot recently about how someday I might not have that, especially when it comes to my parents. And stories like Rosalina's, I feel kind of heard, even though I haven't been through that yet. Thinking about it, is also really difficult. It's a difficult thing for most people, I feel. So I just appreciate that Mario Galaxy was able to kind of take my feelings, I guess, and tell it in a way where I feel like it speaks to not only me, but a ton of other people, whether you've experienced it personally or you fear experiencing that. I feel like the highs of Mario Galaxy represent when you are surrounded by people that you are loved the most. When you're around those people, you're nothing but happy, and everything seems to just pause for a moment because those people make you feel safe, they make you feel cherished. But when you're not around those people, you kind of feel like you're in this endless loop of space. I remember when I was a little kid, I had this reoccurring nightmare where I would lose gravity where I was standing and I would float up to space, but everybody else would be standing on the ground just fine and nobody would help me. Nobody would try to get me down, and no matter what I would try to do, I would just always float up and be forgotten. It sounds really morbid and really deep, especially since I was a little kid, like probably like 4 or 5, having these dreams. And when I look back on those dreams, I feel like I relate to them now more than ever because I'm scared of being alone. And Mario Galaxy kind of comforts me with being alone. It's one of those games where the loneliness isn't exactly bad, it's kind of calming. And there's two forms of lonely, in my opinion. There's the lonely where it's kind of relaxing, you're just being yourself, you don't have to worry about anyone else around you, you're relaxed, only focused on you. And then there's feeling alone, where you feel like there's nobody there for you, nobody to reach out to, nobody to put your head on their shoulder, just nobody's looking out for you. And I feel like Mario Galaxy kind of gives this message of no matter where you are, no matter how deep in space you are, there's always going to be something bright at the end of the tunnel on the other side, because you have to think about it. There's all these lonely, dark galaxies void of life, but then there's also these great, grand, bombastic galaxies like the Flower Galaxy, I can't remember the name of right now, and Good Egg Galaxy, the first galaxy you visit in the game, even the Bumblebee Galaxy. Galaxies like this remind you that not everything is lonely, not everything is sad, not everything is dark and gloomy. When you look around you, there's plenty of things to appreciate. For me, I feel loneliness is very apparent because I live in a very rural state and I do live in a small community with a bunch of people around me. But nowadays, people don't really talk to each other. People don't really want to sit down and have genuine, real conversations with one another. It's very one note, and I don't want to sound like a boomer because I'm only 19 and I don't want to just sound like, oh, like young people, but I feel like it's genuinely kind of true. Now I'm seeing more children play outside around a local park I live next to, and it's pretty nice to see children younger than me actually interacting with each other, especially since I lived through quarantine and it felt like nobody was really interacting with each other for the last few years. Going back to the topic though, Mario Galaxy is a masterclass at displaying these two emotions, loneliness and isolation. But it's also a master at giving you a sense of adventure and creativity and boundless wonder that I feel like is missing from games today. It's truly one of the greatest games ever made and truly one of the greatest children's games ever made. And I'm so thankful that I got the experience to play it as a kid. It's one of the few games where I play it annually because it's just so special to me and it speaks to me in such a certain way that I feel like a little kid again whenever I play it, and few games do that nowadays. I pray that one day we do get a Mario Galaxy 3, and if there is a Mario Galaxy 3 for the Switch 2, that might convince me to actually buy it. But for now, Mario Galaxy 1 and even Mario Galaxy 2 remain as two of the best games ever made, and I'm hoping we really do get a third one and it's able to give me that sense of wonder I had as a kid again. If you guys watched this video to the end, thank you. I appreciate it, and why not subscribe? Why not look at all my other videos, because if you like this one, you might like some of my other stuff. In fact, I'm positive you will like some of my other stuff. So thank you guys. Goodbye.